Welcome to Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. This is my co-host, Quinton Trewick, and this is my teacher, or my old teacher, Herbert. Mr. Hoover. He teaches physics.
All right. Do we want to kick it off with some break-in questions?
Yeah.
All right.
Start with a fun question. You ask it.
All right. What was your favorite part of being a pilot while you were in the Air Force, Mr. Hoover?
Just flying the airplane and getting to see the world from 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
Or 30 feet.
Or 30. Wow. Yeah. All right. Do you want to?
Yeah. Let's eat a wing, and then we'll ask you a
tough
question.
Hey, introduce the sauce.
This is Chipotle pepper sauce. And its skull units are 4,000.
On a scale of 0 to a million?
Yeah. See, not so tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always like to start with the softball question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Now for a slightly tougher question.
You're going to get sauce all over your phone.
You're fine.
If you had to steal medication from another person to keep your child healthy, would you steal it and leave another person without life-saving medicine, or would you let your family member die?
So, it's any family member or my child?
Your child.
Your child.
My child and the random person, old, young...
About middle age.
Middle age, me. I think, honestly, I would steal the medicine.
All right.
Fair enough.
I would too, probably. Okay. Another fun question before we get into a hotter sauce. I know you've traveled around the world quite a bit. What was your favorite place that you have lived?
Every place has its own unique strengths, and in all seriousness, we lived in 14 different places, and enjoyed almost all of them for various reasons. If I got to pick one to go back to, it would either be Aviano, Italy, or Mountain Home, Idaho.
So, Idaho, really?
Yeah. Down in the southwest corner, about an hour from Boise, hour from anything. But that was a really great place because it truly had everything to offer. But then because everything was an hour away, all of the squadrons got really tight. And so there was a lot of camaraderie and friendship and everything else. And so that is
a good reason.
Probably the best experience.
Do you have a worst? Like a worst place you've ever been to?
I think my least favorite place was Montgomery, Alabama. Which I still own a house there, so if you're ever interested in buying a house in Montgomery, I'll sell it to you cheap.
Awesome. There you go.
Tell my brother about that.
For you out there, if you need a house in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on to the next wing.
Break into the second wing. So this one is lime Brazil. It's a hot sauce with a little bit of citrus. So not super hot.
Not super warm.
How many units?
It's not going to be on the sheet, but it's going to be between 4,000 and 5,000.
4,000
All
and
right,
5,000. So not much worse than the last one. I can taste it. It's a better taste than the last one.
Yep, I like that one more than the last one.
Mm-hmm. Not too hot, though.
All right, hit him with the next question, Q.
Let him chew for a moment.
No.
What do you rate that one?
As far as enjoyment or hot level,
Enjoyment.
About a 6.
That's
6,
not bad.
7. It was good.
All right. Time for a tougher question. If you were at a hospital that was burning down and there was a table with 10-week-old embryos going to surrogate mothers and a crib with a baby, are you going to save the baby or the embryos? We'll say there's 5 embryos.
And I can't save both.
You cannot.
Then pretty clearly for me, I would save the baby.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Because it's already a life.
Yeah, exactly. That the embryos, they're still going to have to be still a lot of miraculous things happen to bring them into the world where the baby is already into the world.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, and one of my daughters actually so our grandson was from in vitro fertilization. So, truly have the experience with that joy, and would clearly love him and love her. But I still think that just having a human being there, just the emotions of everything, it would I think that would overwhelm almost anyone thinking about a child burning up or something. So
Yeah. So branching off that with your kids and your grandkids, what's your favorite dad joke to tell?
Oh,
Since there's so many.
there are so many.
And it is Dad Joke Friday.
It is Dad Joke Friday, but I was not prepared. So I'll have to go back to one of the old standbys of why can't the bicycle stand up by itself?
Why not?
Why?
Too tired.
Awesome.
Or in keeping with your ethical dilemmas, why can't the crab and the lobster live together on the seafloor?
Why?
They're too shellfish.
They're good.
They're so good.
Yeah, they're so bad.
But that's what makes them good.
Yeah. How do you know a dad joke?
All right. So
They're apparent. Yeah.
third wing.
Stunt double.
Okay, everyone. This is Mrs. Shawn Ferrara. She's here joining us today as Mr. Hoover's wing double or tag in. So, welcome to the show.
Woo!
Got this.
All right. So we're gonna jump straight into our third wing, which is the General Hot Sauce Shock and Awe. It's coming in at 15,000 Scovilles. So. Cheers. Cheers.
I hate vinegar-based sausage.
That's pretty delicious. Have y'all already tried all of these?
Mm-hmm.
You don't like the vinegar? I love the vinegar.
They're the only two that survived all of the filmings.
That's true.
I actually got my backups somewhere around.
Hot wing at 10 a.m. is solid.
Yeah, it hit the back of my throat, which is why I'm tearing up. But otherwise, not that bad. But, vinegar-based sauces are always more difficult to stomach.
The taste is not good, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
that's
I've
it.
never liked this one. I've tried it twice now.
I'm a big fan.
Really? All right.
I like vinegar. I like the saltiness of it.
Are you a Tabasco
And I
fan
like-
then?
No. Yeah. This has better flavor than... thank you. Thank you, teammate.
I know you researched at Georgia Tech a little bit.
effect.
Yes.
Hold on.
If you can tell us.
You all right?
Yep.
Oh.
My hand is shaking now, though. We're recovering.
All good?
My small
Right.
intestine is shaking in support.
Maybe we should take a milk break. I don't know.
Continue. We're going to pretend
Okay.
like everything's fine.
So you researched at Georgia Tech for a little bit. What was, if you can tell us, what was your favorite project that you put time into researching?
My favorite project was actually a project that we did to put three-dimensional audio into pilots' helmets, so that if another airplane was over on the right side, when their radio call came in, it sounded like it came in from the right. Whereas then if they moved over to the left side, their radio would come in from the left. And then if there was something on the ground that was threatening you, the airplane would process where it's coming from, and that's where the sound would come from in your helmet, so that you would naturally want to turn and look at it. And then we had a visor that would display whatever the threat was or whatever you were looking at. So just very natural, you would turn over and look, and then in your visor there would be a little circle around whatever was causing that sound. So that was just fascinating to me to get to deal a little bit with, with people and how they perceive sounds and everything else. And by far, that was my most enjoyable things. Anytime you were changing a display or changing the airplane to better, to make it easier or better for the pilot to operate.
All right. So, going to you. How are you doing on the heat?
Good.
All right.
That would have been an interesting topic to hear, except the first half I just heard spurts of words as I was
Just ringing in your ears.
panicking over
Yeah, that's what we were talking about
visor,
earlier.
airplane, missile. That's all I heard.
How when you get really stressed, the first sensory thing to go away is your hearing.
Yeah.
And
Oh, there you go. The last half sounded great though.
Yep. All right. So, for you, describe a time at work when you faced an ethical dilemma. How'd you handle the situation?
Where does this get published anywhere?
Your Bible class will see it. So, so maybe
Oh,
talk
they-
keep it confident, or like
They
keep
may
it
have heard. They
vague.
may have heard the story.
Maybe just exclude names if it's a story.
Yeah.
No. I think you actually had a question similar to this, but I worked with someone that worked in ministry and was doing some things that didn't line up morally, and I ended up having to go and escalate it, talk to that person, and then had to go to people who were higher up who could handle it in order to address it and get it out in the open. So it wasn't good. It didn't feel great.
It's a good
But,
choice.
Yeah. I mean, it was the right thing to do, but it stunk. It was not awesome.
But it ended up getting settled and
Yeah.
turned out. Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Good ending.
Curious if Miss Ferrara has a dad joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's hear a
Oh,
dad joke.
Give a dad joke. Or...
yeah. Thank you so much for asking. What's black and white, black and white, black and white, black and white?
Deeper.
Penguin rolling down a hill.
What? Sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
it's a good thing that
pretty
joke
good.
didn't end in red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Wing time.
Yep. So this one is Carolina Reaper and garlic hot sauce.
I just went right for it.
It's
Which one
20,000
is it?
Scoville units, so it's about another 5,000 jump.
First one was very enjoyable for the first half, so I feel like this will be too. Mm-hmm. I like this one. You could have done this one.
Could I?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it like a slow burn?
I gotta say, I think I liked the other one better. Oh wait, is it a slow burn?
Disregard everything after hello.
I'll let you know in just a minute. It feels like starting to feel it again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'll hold out mine.
There we go.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. I like the flavor of this one.
I like the
Yeah.
flavor a lot.
If those first two are truly a slow burn, I'm calling you about 2 a.m. I want you to know.
So far, I still like the other one.
Mm.
I like the flavor, but it's not flavorful enough.
You would have not liked number 1 and 2 then, because I found them
Oh, yeah?
flavorful, not very spicy.
Okay. I
This
know.
is technically my breakfast. So
Okay.
this is
Yep.
Same.
just doing
Oh,
me good.
thank you so much.
Okay, okay. My dad was in the army growing up, or not as I was growing up, and he always had funny stories to tell about stuff that they did in the army. So, do you have any funny stories from your time in the Air Force?
No. Yeah, but we only have an hour, right? Yeah, tons of funny things, sad things. One comes to mind. I was living in Alaska the first time, and one of the things that countries do to each other is they will jam all of the radios so you can't talk to other people, and it makes it harder to execute your mission. And so to simulate that, during a big exercise, they would find our frequencies and then they would play things over the radio so you couldn't hear it. And one time they ended up just blasting a bunch of heavy metal music. And I remember like having to get closer to my flight lead, and I see him just like, like bobbing his head. He was like, if we're going to not be able to talk to anybody,
Yeah,
at least I'm going to fly around at 500 feet and enjoy the music. So,
Yeah,
maybe not the best, but something you
that was
wouldn't want to
good.
think of.
At least it wasn't, like something stupid.
No, that happened a lot too.
The next one is 135,000. So
Easy money.
it's
Okay.
a jump.
Really.
Yeah. Be fine.
Okay,
For a
so
woman of your culinary
Yeah.
ability, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you're right.
Hopefully
My blood pressure's okay. I haven't tested it recently.
Let's
Yeah.
be safe
if you
here.
start getting palpitations, let us know. We'll-
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Different cultures have different moral beliefs and values. Is it ethical to judge other cultures by your own standards, or should we respect other cultures' practices even if they differ?
That's a good question. No, I think you always have to respect other people's morals and their opinions and standards. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them. Agreed with me. No, I don't think you have to agree with them, and I don't think you have to think it's right, but I think you always have to respect people. And if, from a Christian perspective, if somebody hasn't gotten to the point of believing in Jesus, then you can't hold them to the same standard because they haven't gotten there yet to follow those same standards. So,
Great answer.
All right, then.
Anything to add, Mr. Hoover?
I want you to think about, in order to not offend them, how far are you willing to follow their beliefs or practices before you start to compromise yourself? So, like, when we would deploy the military to the Middle East for a while, we would make all of the women wear some kind of head covering, and so seemed pretty benign until people started to complain. But how far would you take that so as to not offend them? But
Something to think about.
yeah. And I think in thinking of that without processing it further, I'm like, as soon as it starts compromising my own morals and values, that is when it affecting me. Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to go against my own beliefs to follow someone else's.
So, like a group of tribal cannibals or something, you wouldn't
Correct.
go along with them.
even if
Sure,
it was
you
I
can,
may
like-
respect them.
even if it was
But-
50,000 tongue killings, that
Yeah, there you go.
Put some hot sauce on.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's a line as soon as you start cannibalizing things.
So that's where we draw
there's
it.
my line.
Got it.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Although they may be tasty.
Moving on to the last dab.
All right. So
This
for our last
is-
wing, these are blank. Yours is blank. So we're going to grab yours.
Yeah.
We're gonna take this, pour some of it out, and then
Shake it up first.
you can dip however much you want. I believe. How much did?
Hey, all the other teachers have done a pretty good.
They've been doing a
amount, so
sizable amount. I'll do a lot with you.
Joan,
It's not a
I was
competition,
concerned
but
for her health, how much she put on.
and then she.
So I don't know that I would recommend
Like,
that.
what did how was it like
Oh.
that?
That's
No,
fine.
no.
Wow. Okay. That.
I'm gonna hurt for the rest of the day.
Yep.
Is there an AED
Remember about-
in here?
following
Ooh.
social customs.
I almost just pre-did it.
Like literally, my heart's racing now
Oh, there's that.
because I'm a
Keep
little,
it cool.
Like,
Keep it cool.
You
Mr.
got
Ferrara.
it.
Do not touch your face.
We want to get a little.
All right, I'm gonna
Hey.
try.
Yeah,
Show
yeah,
that to
Mr.
the
Hoover. Woo!
Miss
Show that to
Ferrara,
the camera.
Show the camera
I
how
am-
much you have on it.
I'm like sweating thinking about it. Actually,
Pretty
Oh my-
sizable amount.
Oh man,
You smell it?
No, I
Yeah,
tried a
he-
little
he
bit.
tried it.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Stunt double.
This is about to hurt.
Cheers. You ready?
Oh my.
Oh my gosh, y'all are like really going in.
Ow. So it just always go to the back of my throat. Oh wow. Yeah. Dang it.
That would have destroyed me.
It went to the back of my throat. It's choking me.
Slowly.
You got it.
It don't feel that bad.
Take a bite. You got it.
All done.
Why did Mr. Hoover miss the
You
rest
just
of the
gotta
year?
go for it.
You got it?
My tongue must be numb because it felt fine.
Oh, yeah. It'll get worse for
Until-
about a minute and a half.
Woo, okay. Until it starts traveling down.
Yep. All right. So,
Woo!
Do it for the vine.
I'm praying for a second.
you all right?
Got a little bit more to eat, by the way.
No, you don't have to finish it.
He's right.
Oh.
That was quite a
it
bit of
hurts so
sauce on
bad.
there.
Try not to touch your face.
It hurts so bad.
I accidentally drank gasoline once. That was worse.
There you go. There's a review for the
Oh.
bomb.
Oh, wow.
I don't care if it makes it worse. It hurts so bad.
That hurts? Worse?
All right.
Mm.
You ready for one more ethical question?
Mm.
All right. Would you deny Christ to save the entire student body at fellowship?
No, she would not.
Why is
Oh.
every orifice leaking?
There's so much worse than the first time.
Oh,
I put on so much.
I just put a little bit on my finger on it.
Yeah, imagine how I'm
It's like
feeling.
a liquid coming up. No, I wouldn't.
You would not, really.
Nope.
The whole student body's going to die.
Yep.
All right. So, whole
After-
student body.
Because it's the right thing to do.
Fair enough. All right.
Your cheeks are sweating.
Mr. Hoover, how about you? Whole student body's at risk. Firing squad, even.
Honestly, I got to say yes. I probably would. And I just think back to, like, even Peter, right? Somebody who spent every day of his life with Jesus for 3 years. And, you know, in one 12-hour period, denied him 3 times. So I just think the practicality and the reality of being in that situation, that if Peter failed, you know, I probably would too. So
Yeah, that's true.
And
I would say the same thing.
Jesus ended up forgiving him.
That is true. And he had him start his church. So,
How are you so serious right now?
no, he's folded. He touched the milk. I'm good. All right.
Got the back of my throat. What else am I supposed- I couldn't
I have
breathe.
never appreciated a stunt double more than right now.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I think we're going to wrap it up. So this camera, this camera, this camera. Tell us what you are most excited about for next year at Fellowship.
It's clearly got to be the Super Wing Eat Off Bible Department next year.
Oh, next year. All right. You heard it here. Wing eating contest next year.
I just, every year, I'm excited to meet a new group of students because it's kind of shocking to me that sometimes I notice some freshmen and sophomores walking around. Sometimes when they show up in my class, it's the first time I've ever laid eyes on them, and over the course of the year, I truly enjoy getting to know them.
Awesome. Miss Farah,
I really
you can talk.
concentrate.
At this moment, she will not be coming back next year.
I'm gonna talk like my 9-year-old who has food in his mouth when he's talking. I'm gonna say like, milk and stay on my tongue. Whew. Oh, next year for me, since it was my first year teaching, I'm excited about next year because I feel like I'll just be a little more comfortable. That's about all I'm gonna say.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It was my pleasure. I thought it was easy.